So this is the 108, 123. A lot of the cabinets are the same. So I'll put other numbers down for the instruction video because it's not much different. You can still follow along. So step one, what you do is make sure your wife and kids are gone. No kids in the house. Nobody trample over it, because when you're trying to work, you're going to find everybody's just going to get in your way. You might have one of those wives, they say, are you sure? Are you sure that's where it goes? Are you sure? So what you do is just give her a couple thousand pesos, tell her to go shopping, tell the kids to go outside, play in the street, whatever it takes. Make sure you do this by yourself, because it's going to be aggravating enough without somebody breathing over your shoulder. So step one, after that, what you're going to do is you want to separate everything. And the reason why you separate everything is to give you a good idea, right? So you can start doing a process of elimination. So the 1, 2, 3 cabinet like I got actually has 5 handles to it. 2 of them are going to be for the smaller drawers. So if you look, you're going to have 3 pieces that are longer, 2 that are smaller. Well, these 2 are going to be for the drawers that pull out, right? And these will be the screws for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which makes sense because you're going to have 2 screws for every one. So the flat screws are going to be for the handles, right? These nails are going to be for that soft, really thin paper wood you see. So you're going to have 2 of them that's going to go in the bottom of the drawers, and the other pieces go in the back, and this is the hammer pieces that you're going to use. These will go underneath the cabinet. This helps you, so when you slide the cabinet back and forth, it helps, right? So it's easy to slide, you're not scratching. Those go inside for the drawers. This is actually the most pain in the butt part, because you got to use a screwdriver to adjust the drawers and make sure they pull upright and everything else. That's your main screws. That's your locks we're going to go over later. And everything else that we're going to need. So I always recommend you can follow this, but you can see right here, it starts with the drawers. The reason why I like to start with the drawers is just the process of elimination, just to start getting rid of the pieces. And the drawers, you can always, they go in at any time. So that's what we're going to start with today, the drawers. So I laid all the pieces out. I had to use my bed, and there's just so many pieces, right? And this is the flat wood I was talking about. This is where your nail's on. So this is going to be the back of the cabinet. That's where this is going to go, okay? And there's 2 little flat pieces. I forgot where I have right here. This is going to be for your drawer. It goes underneath, right? That's all those parts you're going to use. So go ahead and lay all the parts out there together so you can visually start seeing. You can start idea what you're going to need to pull apart. So right now I'm going to find the drawer pieces and we'll go from there. So for the drawers, right, you're going to have 6 pieces, because the drawer is going to have 2 pieces on the side, 1 in the back, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, and you're going to have 2 drawers. That's 6. Well, you got the 2 in the front too, but the front ones are obvious. This is the front piece of the drawers. You have 1 for the keyhole, and you can see the tiny holes here for the handles. So now that we have our drawers assembled, we know we have 1, 2, 3, 4 with the holes. So we know obviously they go on the sides, and those 2 will go on the ends. Now be careful to make sure this stays up and down like the drawers here, so the keyhole will go on the top, right? And so in these pieces you'll see one side's kind of rough, a little bit ugly looking, right? So you got the Will Smith side and you got the Chris Rock side. That's what I'm gonna start calling it. But anyway, so this would be the top, obviously, and you see it connects to both ends. So both sides there would be rough, right? And we're gonna go ahead and put this together. So these little circles here are for this piece that you see. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stick it in like this. Then when you screw the screw on that side, it'll come in there. So you wanna make for sure the hole is facing towards the other hole. Then when you put the screw in, once you put your drawers in, you take a screwdriver and it'll tighten and it'll hold that screw in nice and tight for you. So I put the 2 in there, and with them, more than likely you're always gonna have these. And these will go into here. And you can see it's kind of easy to screw, so you just do it by hand. So these 2 front pieces will go into the back of the front. This is the front part of the drawer that we saw earlier, right? The other one's got a lock on it. So we'll go ahead and put these two pieces here, and we're gonna connect it to here. And you should do the other side the same way, and you'll be able to lock these right on there. Another thing to remember, how you tell the bottom of the front part of the drawer is you see the line That's where that paper thin thing's gonna go, where you're gonna try to hammer on later to hold. So yeah, that's the bottom. When you see that line, both pieces will have that. So that will match the bottom of the ugly side of Will Smith. That's the Will Smith side. That's the Will Smith side. So earlier when we separated the screws, we noticed we had 8 screws, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are going to be for the back of the drawers. So once you put the two sides together and you match this piece right here, that's where the 4 screws are going to go. 2 and 2 and 2 for the other drawer. So you're going to use those small screws once again to put these pieces in. And you can see the holes already. So now that we got the 2 drawers assembled, we're going to go ahead and put the flat pieces on the Will Smith side, on the bottom, right? So let's take a look at these pieces and make for sure if they're different on each side. Now see, that side's black, that side's wood. And you're probably going to want the wood, the nice side showing up, right? You want it to look nice. So this piece here would be the piece that you look at when you pull the drawer off, okay? Now, if you notice, this piece is nice and flush, but sometimes you might put it on like this, and you notice there's a ledge, right? You see that ledge right there? Just turn it, that's all. That's all you did. That's all you gotta do. And it's nice and flushed. So just make sure you put it on the right side, make sure it's facing the right side, and there's no huge ledge hanging off here. And once you get that on, this is the little nail pieces that you're gonna put on and hammer all the way down. What I did, I just put 4 on each side, just nice and easy. 4, 4, and 4. After we're done and the whole cabinet's done and we put the back on, the same pieces that go in the back of the cabinet, if you got extra nails you want to come by, you can always just add one in the middle if you have extra later. So it's no big deal. So right now we're going to go ahead and put the handles on. So now that we got the handles on, all nice and neat, what we're going to do is we're going to put the lock in. With the locks, you got to be really careful. This metal here is really soft metal. You can almost bend it with your hand. So when you put it on, don't screw so tight. If you see the metal bending, stop, because once you bend that metal, this lock becomes useless. So you just want it on there nice and easy, but don't bend the metal. Be nice, nice, nice. Just make sure it's flush, make sure it doesn't wiggle a lot. But once you see yourself bending that metal down, you're gonna hurt that locking mechanism in there. Then your wife's gonna be mad at you. Like, we can't lock the doors again, we can't lock the doors again. How am I supposed to lock up my socks? So yeah, just make for sure you're really careful in there. Avoid a future argument with the missus and you'll be just fine. The screws you use for that are this, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. These little screws right here. That's what you're gonna use to put the lock on the inside. Put it on, you notice this little piece here. Well, that's the piece that goes up the lock. So make for sure you don't put it upside down. We're gonna see if I can get this open. See how that popped open right there? That's the piece you want facing up in the drawer. So make for sure that piece is up when you put it in. So there we go. We did our 2 drawers and they're looking really, really nice. With the keyhole and the handles and everything. So we did a pretty good job of eliminating these pieces already. So after looking at this diagram, I was trying to figure out what the next step is going to be, which I already knew. So this is a good illustration. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand up all that wood on the wall. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for the 2 tallest pieces. And that would be the side pieces right here. Okay. So we're going to have 2 tall pieces. Then we're going to have, looks like 3 pieces that are going to go in the middle over here. We got 1 piece here and 1 piece here that are going to be, so we got 2 of this. We're going to have 3 of these. And we're going to, first step is first, we're going to find the sides. That's going to be the first thing. After looking at our cabinet, what we're going to do is we're going to try to match these pieces up. So I got the 2 sides. If you see here, let me back this up a little. Now you see the one in the almost tall as the other one's almost as tall. Well, that's obviously the middle piece right here. Oops, right here. That's the middle, 2 bigger sides. So now I got 2 pieces that are alike right here with the screws. So these 2 pieces, we're going to find out what they are. Probably going to be the top and bottom. So Now we have it right here, right? Two pieces that look exactly alike right here. Okay? Now, these with the nice little grooves, if you could see them, that's the outside cabinet. There'd be 3 of them. 2 of them the same size, see on my bed there, and one, obviously this one, the shorter, is going to be the one that goes over the drawers. Now I got 4 pieces right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 that are the same. So we'll look at the paper, try to identify them real quick. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, we got them, right? Now we got one piece by itself. We'll figure that one out later. Might be right here. That big piece right there, it might go right there. Might. And let's see, their top pieces. It might go on the top. We'll see in a minute on that one. So we have this piece still, which more than likely is always going to go either top or the bottom, it looks like here, or in the middle. So we're going to go do one thing at a time here. We're going to try to identify and put the sides together. That's exactly what we're going to do. Okay? So don't worry about all these pictures right now. This is a nice picture we can go off of too. That'll be just as fine. So right now, what you want to do is make for sure on the 2 side pieces that this side is up. Okay, that's the Chris Rock side. Chris Rock side, nice and easy. So this is the front. This is the up. This is the back. Same thing with this one. This will go in the back. This is the Will Smith side. The Chris Rock side. Chris Rock side. So we know we want these screws to line up those screws, right? So we know front, up, front and up. So this piece will be facing this way on the side. So that's the first thing we're going to identify. Now we're going to try to put the middle piece on to hold these 2 sides together. So let's go find that, shall we? Start with the bottom like I suggested. So I grabbed just 2 long pieces. They're exactly alike, right? And that one's by itself. And I went ahead and I put those pieces in right here. Okay? So I grabbed the one of the 2 big sheets. And I look, see where the holes are. And it's very important that you make for sure you know which way is front and back on this, because you don't want to do it backwards. Okay? But if you noticed, on these are smaller. Well, that's where these white ones go. So, oops, dropped it. You see these little white pieces here? They got a little screwdriver cap on the top. That's the part that goes up. And you see little holes there? That's the part you want sticking to the side. So when you put the screw there, it'll go to the hole. And these tighten up the same as them. They're just smaller and you got to put these in yourself. So go ahead and put these pieces in. There's 2 holes there, 2 holes there. Should be 4 on each side. If you're wondering what side does this go on, you will see those black things that go here too. They'll line up with the 2 screws you just made here. If that makes any sense, right? It'll line up just nice and neat. So there we go. We made a nice looking eye. And this piece is going to get flipped over. That's actually the very bottom. So one of those 4 pieces that we had earlier, I put on the left side. That tall piece, but not the 2 tallest, the one in the middle. So the second longest piece, the single one by itself, goes on the right. I put those white screws in, and I used the big screws right here. So 1, 2, right here. 1, 2, to hold this in, and the same. But you got to make for sure this piece matches the front, because that's the front. You want the nice piece in the front, right? You want that Chris Rock facing you, okay? And make for sure these hold when you put them in, because if you don't have it upline, what happens is when you put this big screw in, it pushes them out. Just got to push it in, right? Make sure the hole's facing down so the screw can go up in it. That's all you got to do for that. So I went ahead and I put the other 3 parts on, right? Make for sure the white cap is on, making sure I golden screwed. I left, there's 2 extra screws here, and I think that's for something else later on. So I went with the one on the inside. Where's that, right here? Because this screw here is gonna hold the piece for this way, right? And the reason why you wanna put these 3 pieces on for your shells is because you need to identify what side these extra 2 pieces are. So if you look on our 2 side pieces, they look the same on the top except for the middle. Aha, 1, 2, 3. So this side is gonna go where the drawers are. So once again, you make for sure the Will Smith side's in the back and make for sure the smooth side's in the front. So we'll go ahead and put this piece on next. So I put the side on, everything lined up good. I made for sure white screws, the golden ones, all set through here. So now we're gonna find this piece to put this way. So one piece there I found, it fits perfect, right? So it should have the 2 screw holes in the middle there, and I'll have to put the white pieces on there. That part will go on the bottom. So I'll go ahead and I'll shove those 2 white caps in there. That goes in the middle right here, and I go ahead and I'll screw it on from the inside the other way. So I went ahead and put the other side on, and you can see just how tall this piece is. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the top, which should be that piece right there. So now I got the top piece on, right? So that's the top. And you notice I put the 4 holes in the front. That's because this piece here, it actually goes on the top. And you can see the 4 markers on this, right? So that's what we're going to put on next before we flip this over. So one thing I want to do before I flip this over is I want to go ahead and I'm going to hammer these on the bottom to help scoot it. That way I only got to flip it one time. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 on the corners, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and the middle. That should be just fine. Stood it up and you see it's really nice. Starting to form a really nice shape. But I want to make for sure I check all my screws. Make sure everything's nice and tight. There's no issues, right? Before we find out what the next piece is here. So we just want to double check everything. So now we have 2 pieces here, right? And if you notice, there's a mouth on one. Then you got 1 extra long piece. But if you put the long piece there, you notice the mouth, right? So it probably won't be this one and this one. So it's one of them. More than likely it's going to go to that. So this piece right here is actually for this and this. See? So we're going to put that piece in next. We put this middle piece on before the roof. So I had to loosen my roof up a little bit to pop this piece up to put on. So this piece on before the roof. So sorry about that mistake if I did that. It's easy to fix. I just took this screw out. I loosened that one up a little bit. Good to go. Last ledge on. Looks nice. Nice and flushed. Nice and tight. Now we got to figure out what's next. There's not a lot of wood left, but the cabinet drawers and these, which is going to be a pain in the butt, right? But we know this is going to be last. The reason is because you want to be able to stick your hands in, because this is going to go in the back. So right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead, make me some room here, and I'm going to work on trying to put the cabinet drawers in. So first I'm going to line up what these doors, figure out where these doors go first. Then we'll go from there. Then I can figure out where to put the cabinet drawers if I forgot, because I know they go in the middle and down. It's got to make for sure we do it right? So we'll go from there, which more than likely I think they're going to go right there, this piece. So let's go ahead and figure this out. So as you can see, right, so when I do the cabinets, I'm going to make for sure this handle goes in there, and this side of the handle screw goes there, and the short one will go in the middle, and the 2 cabinets will go in the bottom. Now we're going to have to screw the rails on ourselves, and that's actually going to be the hardest part, trying to get these lined up. So let's go ahead and put the rollers on this one, and we'll go from there. Now before we do the cabinet, if you want, you don't have to, but you could put the, what you call it, the railing in to hang your clothes. So these two pieces right here will cap at the end, right? And you can put that anywhere in there. That's on you. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line it up right in the middle, close to the top, enough for to get the hanger over. So I'm gonna put it like right here. Just enough to hang the hanger over it and across. That's where I'm gonna put that right now. So if you're worried about getting it lined up right from one side to the other, what you can do, is after you put that side in and go that, once you see it's even, you just put a pencil mark right there, right? That's all. Just a quick pencil mark and you're good to go. So yeah. I opened up one of the railings to start working on the drawers. Now if you noticed, two of the railings are flat. Those are the ones that's gonna go on the inside. That's gonna be the most pain in the butt part of this. The other two railings, if you see, are L-shaped. They're the ones that are gonna go on here. So what you wanna do is you wanna line up the wheels, not like this, obviously, where it goes on the inside. So you grab the other one, and let's see here. Not like that either. So, like this. That's what you want. You want it flushed and make it even as possible on both sides, right? And you're gonna use the screws inside this. Make sense? So you put the screws in the hole, make sure it's nice and flushed on both sides so it's nice and even and no leeway. That way the drawers are not crooked when you put them in. Now if you look, right, inside where we gotta put those railings, Sano was kind enough to put the screws in for us, right? The other one's hard to see with this. There it is. Now if you look, so right here you have, flip this real quick. Now you see these holes right here are not gonna line up with that hole. So that's not it. So you're gonna keep going until you see that first hole, and you're gonna hold it up just a little bit. That's where you're gonna screw it, on that first hole right there. That should be perfect. So I'm trying to put this together, but my doggy wants attention. Why don't you pet me? Why don't you pet me? I'm trying. Let me put this in, buddy. Let me put it in. So I got my drawers on. They're not lined up perfect. I'm not too happy with it, but I'll accept it for now. I can always go back later, try to adjust it. Now, sometimes with singing, the dang holes don't line up from left to right. It's a pain in the rear. But anyway, that's acceptable for now. So now we're going to work on the cabinet drawers itself, the big, you know what I mean, doors. Those, you can see, they fit in those holes nice and good. So what you want to do is when you screw them, just make sure you get as straight as you can. You know, keep it nice and uniform, and go ahead and put the screws in. But don't put the screws in there, obviously. That's going to go inside the cabinet. So just put those two in on each one here. Make sure those pieces go on that way, because this piece has to attach to the inside like this. I almost had it the other way around. So make for sure flat side this way. So you can see I got it lined up pretty good. All of them are on. These are things that you use to adjust, right? Go in, out, and it moves the door. That's how you adjust it, these screws. So this is the very last part, right? This is the lock. There's two of them. We're gonna put one right here on the left side and one down here. Now you need these locks because when you lock this side, this bolt here just goes here, and you can easily open the cabinet. So what you do is when you shut this cabinet, you press this button. I mean, you just push it and it locks, right? And we're gonna show you how to put on a clip. That way when you unlock this door here, you hit the button on this side to open the other one, and that's all you got to do. So I'll show you once I install it, and you can see for yourself, and that'll be the final thing. So as you can see, I got my locks in, not a problem. Locks just fine. Push that lock up there. We're good to go. Anyway, let's see here. There's a chance you're going to get some extra pieces at the end. Save them, especially the little white ones. Sometimes if you move, you're going to want to break down the wardrobe, maybe take it piece by piece, and some of those pieces might break. So if you have extra pieces, that's cool, just save it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope it works. Have a nice day.